Welcome to Arts 8 Lesson 1. Today's topic is about elements of arts and principles of design. Our learning competency is the following. Analyzes how the elements of art and principles of design are applied in Southeast Asian folk arts and identifies characteristics of arts and crafts in specific countries in Southeast Asia such as Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, Cambodia, and Singapore. Our objectives are the following. At the end of the lesson, the student should be able to analyze how the elements of arts and principles of design are applied in Southeast Asian folk arts and identifies characteristics of arts and crafts in specific countries in Southeast Asia. Let's start first with pretest. You need to read the question carefully and choose the best answer. You have 5 seconds for each item. Let's begin. Number 1. A mark made on a surface or outline that is defined by a point moving in space. It can be 2 or 3-dimensional, descriptive, implied, or abstract. Is it color, line, shape, or space? You have 5 seconds. Time is up and your answer is? That's line. Very good. Are you ready with the next item? Let's have number 2. Has always 2 dimensions, length as well as width. It is represented as an enclosed area that is defined by color, value, space, texture, and form. Is it form, line, shape, or texture? You have 5 seconds. Time is up. The answer is? That is shape. Shall we proceed to the next item? Let's have number 3. It is a famous shadow puppetry in Indonesia. Is it dalang, kulit, puppet, or wayang? You have 5 seconds. Time is up and your answer is? That is wayang. Very good. Ready for number 4? Let's have number 4. The arrangement of opposite elements, light versus dark, rough versus smooth, small versus large, etc. in a composition so as to create visual interest. Is it balance, contrast, movement, or rhythm? You have 5 seconds. Time is up. Your answer is? That is contrast. Very good. Now we're moving on to our last item. Ready? Let's have number 5. A traditional kite popular in Malaysia. Is it batik, ikat, wow, or saranggola? You have 5 seconds. And time is up. And your answer is? That is wow. Okay. How much score did you get? Did you get a perfect score or the passing score? 3. If you got a low score, that is fine because this is only a pre-test. Now we're moving on to recap. Please prepare for pen and paper. On this activity, you have to choose the different countries that belong to Southeast Asia. Arrange alphabetically and write your answer on your paper. You have 5 seconds to do this. Ready? Here are your choices. Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, Singapore, Japan, Malaysia, Indonesia, Vietnam, Brunei, and Korea. You have 5 seconds. Time is up. Please refer your answer to this box. Here are the answers. How much did you get? Did you get the perfect A? or half of the perfect score. That is fine, as long as you've done your best. Now let's get to know arts. Let's discuss first the elements of art. There are 7 elements of arts. First is line. Line is the path of moving point. If you connect 2 dots, that will create line. Next is shape. Line creates shape. It is a contour of a flat object. Next is form. Form is a 3D object having depth. Next is space. Space is an object's internal or external areas. Space is a measurement of the shape. How long, how wide. Next is value. Value is an object's brightness or darkness. Value is connected to color. Color is an object's chromatic quality. Is it red, yellow, blue, and lastly, texture. Texture is a tactile quality of a surface. When we say tactile, how does it feel? Is it rough, soft? Those are the elements of art. Let's move on to principle of design. There are also 7 principles of design. First is we have balance. Balance is a distribution of equal visual weight. Next is rhythm. Rhythm is a regular repetition of or alternation in elements to create cohesiveness and interest. Next is emphasis. Emphasis is an accentuation of importance. Next is we have movement. When we say movement, it is a directed path of optical motion. Is it going to the north, south, or towards you? Next is we have pattern. Pattern is an orderly repetition of an object. Next is contrast. Contrast is a juxtaposition that accentuates difference. And lastly, we have unity. Unity is a harmonious arrangement of elements. These are the principles of design. Let's take a look on the applied elements of art and principles of design on these parts. Let's have first Indonesia. They are known with batik. Here's an example. With their batik, they were able to apply elements of art, shape, color, and form. With the principles of design, they were able to apply rhythm, emphasis, and movement. Let's see Malaysia's art. They are very famous with modern batik. With their batik, they were able to apply shape, color, and value. And with their principles of design, they were able to apply pattern and movement. Now let's take a look at Thailand. With Thailand, they are very famous with silk fabric. Here's an example. They were able to apply elements of art, shape, color, and line. And for the principle of design, they were able to apply pattern and contrast. Next is Indonesia. We have wayang kulit. Wayang kulit, or shadow puppet, were able to apply elements of art, shape, color, and form. And with the principle of design, they were able to apply rhythm, emphasis, and movement. Next is Malaysia. With Malaysia, they are also famous with wow kite. Here's a picture of wow kite. With its design, they were able to apply elements of arts, shape, color, form, and value. With their principles of design, they were able to apply pattern, balance, emphasis, and movement. And with Thailand, they are also famous with flying lanterns. Here's an example. Their lanterns were able to apply elements of art, shape, color, and texture. With their principle of design, they were able to apply unity, contrast, and movement. With Cambodia, they are very famous with Angkor Wat, which is a temple, and they were able to apply elements of art, shape, and form. And with principle of design, they were able to apply rhythm, contrast, and balance. And lastly, Singapore. They are very famous with Merlion. Here's an example. On this statue, they were able to apply elements of arts, shape, and form. And with the principle of design, they were able to apply emphasis and balance. You will get to know more about these arts as we go along the way with our lesson. Now let's have our activity. You will be needing a bond paper. On that bond paper, you have to draw your own fabric design using the elements of arts and principles of design. You can apply shape, line, color, texture. For your elements of arts and for your principle of arts, you can apply balance, contrast, movement. You can do this at the end of the lesson. Our next activity is to answer these questions. Question number 1 is, based on the lesson, what are the importance of knowing the elements of arts and principles of design to the Southeast Asian countries? And question number 2, how will you apply the principles of design and elements of arts as a young learner in our new normal e-learning situation? Please put your answer on your notebook and do this at the end of the lesson. With our next activity, you have to answer this question. Our lesson tells about the different elements of arts and principles of design. How can you apply the knowledge you have learned in your daily lives? Like for example, in decorating your bedroom or buying your clothes. Write your answer on a pad paper. You can also do this at the end of the lesson. Now let's have our last activity, quick check. You have to list down 5 words based from the elements of arts and principle of design that you can find on the crossword puzzle and define those words. You have 15 minutes to do this. Are you ready? Let's start. Here's our crossword puzzle. You can actually find 13 words on this crossword puzzle. Ready? You have 15 seconds. And time is up. I believe you already have listed down 5 words from this crossword puzzle and defined those words. Here are the answers. Let's have first our down words. One is movement. Second is rhythm. Next is color. We have also value on down, contrast, space, pattern, line, emphasis, shape, and form. Now let's have our cross. We have unity and balance. Here are the definitions of the words that you have found on a crossword puzzle. If your definitions are somehow the same with what we have on the screen, then that's fine. So how much score did you get? Did you get a perfect 5? Is it 4? Or the passing score 3? Now whatever score you got, as long as you've given your best, then that is fine. That's all we have for today. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Thank you and have a good day. Bye!